welcome back to my next playthrough series. Yes, it has been 9 years since we've done Defenders of the Realm. I'm going to be doing a 3-player game of this for this playthrough. And yes, again, I have the D&D miniatures I'm using. I swapped out the 4 bosses. Not going to go into too many details. There's been a bunch of playthroughs, of course. This game has been around for 12 years, 10 years at least. What I am going to show you, I've done the setup already. We're all ready to go. You'll see how the game plays as we play it. And we're going to take a look at our 3 characters and the cards they start with and everything. I'm just going to put each character down here. We're going to go through it. And then we're going to probably take a look at the war status card, the 4 bosses we need to defeat, the actions you can take on your turn, kind of how everything's set up on the board. Basically, there's 4 bosses that are in each base. There's 2 up here, the orc boss, the dragon boss, the undead boss is up here, and the demon boss is right down here. The idea is they're all trying to get into Monarch City and destroy it and win the game. If any of the 4 bosses make their way into Monarch City, you lose the game. If you ever need to put minions on the board and there's none to be put on the board, you lose the game. If you ever get these crystals for tainted land, if you get all 12 of them placed on the board, there's 1 here, you lose the game. So how do we win the game? We win the game by destroying and defeating all 4 of the bosses, and that's how we win the game. And of course, we have, special things we can do. So let's take a look at our 3 characters. We're going to be playing with the starting cards they have, the starting quests they have. One thing I will say, I did buy the expansion quest pack, and now they are full-size quest cards instead of little mini Hobbit cards. And there's special rules to get to and pick one and all that. I've just basically grabbed 1 for each character, and you'll see what their starting quest is. I'm not going to bother with the special rules for the new quest card deck. We're just going to play it like the old one, but there's a whole pile of, I guess, fan-made quest cards. There's the Dragon expansion quest cards in it, and there's all of the original quest cards in it, all jumbled up, and we'll see that as we look at our characters. Alright, so I'm going to be playing with the Druid, the Barbarian, and the Dwarf. And up first, let's take a look at the Druid. Alright, I hope this is all going to be focusing well. So here we have the Druid, and we're going to be using this D&D miniature to represent the Druid. Actually, pretty cool. Yeah, so there you have it. We're going to be using him. I use D&D minis for our characters and for the bosses. There you go. So we have his special abilities, the 2 cards he started with, and his quest card. Oh, bear with me as we go through all of this. Alright, so he has 5 actions a turn, and what's cool is these actions are also represent the life points that the character has. So, and you can heal life points back at Monarch City for a turn. For every 1, you can heal as many wounds as you like, and if you're at a location with no enemies, you can heal, spend 1 action to heal 2, and you can, or sorry, at an inn 2. Otherwise, you can't. You have to get back somewhere else. You don't want to get damaged in this game. Believe me, that's a bad thing to do. Alright, so he has Heal the Land. When on a tainted location, and tainted locations are, you can see right here, spend 1 action and roll 2 dice. If a 5+ is rolled on either die, the Druid may remove 1 tainted crystal. And note, no hero card is required. So he can just go around and try and heal the taints off the land. Again, if we get 12 of these on the board at any time, you lose the game. So that's a good ability to have. He has Woodland Magic. When in a green location, may spend 1 action to summon woodland animals, bears, wolves, etc., to attack minions, not a general, in any other green location. That attack is performed with a -1 modifier to each die rolled. So there's that ability. That's pretty cool. And 1 with the earth. When the Druid ends his turn in a green location, the Druid heals 1 wound and is hidden from enemies. He suffers no wounds from minions or fear from the undead. Cool. His quest that he has is Feed the Orphans. He's a very nice, and that's the little unicorn symbol. I believe that's, that might be a, yes, it is one of the backers, I think when they redid the Kickstarter or something for this. And it says, starving orphans clutter the cobbled streets of Monarch City seeking food. Travel to Monarch City, well, we start there, and spend an action to discard 2 cards of the same color and claim your reward. The reward is, you have fed the starving orphans. Immediately reward, reveal hero cards until you draw a special card, and these are special cards, noted by the word special. Take the special card into your hand and reshuffle the hero card deck. So that's our Druid starting up, and he's going to be our first player. Next up, let's take a look at the Barbarian. Alright, our hero going next would be the Barbarian. Again, 5 action / health points. Battle Rage. She may spend action points prior to the attack roll to modify the dice. Add +1 to each die rolled for each action point spent. And you can't use this while attacking a general. Alright, and what we have here is we're going to be using this D&D model for our Barbarian. There we go. And she also has Famed Warrior. If 2 or more enemies are defeated with the first attack in a location, remove 1 enemy minion from each adjacent location as they flee. And it says enemies at locations with a general do not flee. And she's got local support. If ending your turn at an inn or a black location, draw 3 hero cards, choose 2 and discard 1. So that's instead of just normally drawing 2 at the end of your turn. And her quest. Oh, we didn't look at the special cards for the Druid or his other cards. He had Hammer of Valor. Move any hero to any location. And if you fight a general, you can discard this for one die. And he also had this location card, 1 attack against Varl, the undead minion. And yeah, I'll explain how all the cards and everything work as we play the game. If we get into it, it'll make more sense. Alright, so her quest is... her special spy in the camp. Prevent a general from healing in its battle wounds for 1 player's turn. Cool. So you can... because normally at the end of the battle, the generals heal all their wounds, except Balazar if he's down to 1 health, and Gort if he's down to 2. You'll see that here in a second. And she's a blue card. If you have... I'll go through these actions as well. The actions for the cards at the end of the episode here. So she's got Petition the King. Seek the attendance of the majestic Griffin King. Travel to the Griffin Forest and spend an action. Roll 3 dice. Roll a 6 on any dice to claim your reward. If you roll no successes, but you roll at least a 5, the Griffin King immediately flies you to a location of your choice. Move your hero to any location on the board, but the quest is a failure. And your reward is discard this card at any time to move 1 or 2 heroes to any location on the board. This movement does not count as an action. You discard this if you fail. So if you get no 5s or 6s at all, it's gone. Alright, that's the Barbarian. Up last, our 3rd character. Let's take a look at the Dwarf. Alright, our last character of our trio of heroes is the Dwarf. Just Dwarf. Of course, they have no name, but that's okay. They're nameless heroes, but that's fine. So he's got a blue card, Bounty Bay, and he has a green card. Again, we'll get into the card actions here in just a moment. So again, he has 5 action / health. Alright, his special abilities is Mountain Lore. When starting a turn at a red location, gain 1 action for that turn. So he can have 6 actions if he begins his turn in a red space. That's cool. And he's a Dragon Slayer. You may reroll any failed dice in combat against Dragonkin. Why is that important? Because to hit the Dragonkin, the blue ones, you need a 5+ to hit them. You need a 3+ to hit the green minions, and you need a 4+ to hit the undead, the black ones. So that's why that's pretty cool for him. He's going to be our Dragon Slayer. And he has armor and toughness. Ignore 1 wound from minions and generals. Cool. So if you end your turn in a space with a minion, you take, or minions, you take damage equal to the number of minions there. And if you're in the space with the undead, they give you an extra 1 for fear because they are so horrible. So he gets to shrug off 1 of those. And his quest card is Strike the Enemy Fast and Move. Defeat 1 of each minion type. Once you defeat 1 of each of them, mark defeated minions with a matching colored minion token on the cards. We kill them, we'll put them on here. And the reward is discard this quest card to avoid drawing a Darkness Spreads card in the night phase of your turn. And that might be pretty beneficial, so we'll see as we go on. Alright, those are our 3 characters. Let's take a quick look at our 4 bosses and see what we need to do to get rid of them. Alright, we'll just start off with the War status card. Of course, we're in the early war because we've not defeated any of the generals. And advance 1 space for each general defeated. So once we defeat 1 general, we go here, defeat 2, defeat 3, and things, of course, get worse. Basically, the early war, each player draws a Darkness Spreads card, just one of them at the end of their turn, placing minions and moving generals as noted. Once you defeat 1 or 2 generals, you get to the mid-war. Each player draws 2 Darkness Spreads cards at the end of their turn. First card is used to place minions and move the general, and the second card is just used for general movement only. And once you're down to 1 final general left, we're in the late war. Each player draws 3 Darkness Spreads cards at the end of their turn. The first 2 cards are used to place minions and move generals, and the third is just to move generals only. Speaking of generals, let's start with Sapphire and take a look at them. Okay, here's Sapphire, the dragon, and I use this D&D miniature to represent the dragon. Yes, it's a black dragon, but it's supposed to be blue, whatever. It's close enough, and the miniature size is awesomely perfect for this game. And yes, I use beads here, so I can actually see through and see what their health is. You don't need to use that. There's little tokens that come with the game. Alright, as you can see here, 5+ to hit. That's to hit the general and the general's minions. Pretty bad. So this gives you the backstory of Sapphire. I'm not going to read through all of that. The combat skill returns to full health if not defeated in single battle. So if you go in there, you better do 4 wounds to Sapphire and take her out, or it's going to fully heal. And your penalty for if you are defeated, heroes that fight Sapphire and lose the battle, the hero loses 3 life tokens and D6 hero cards. Ouch, nasty. So you better make sure we're going to take her on, you can take her out. Alright, let's take a look at Varl. Alright, taking a look at Varl, the undead. And I use this minion, or this D&D mini for him. Pretty awesome. Alright, so do that. Oh yes, and the undead minions are black. And of course the dragon minions are blue. So, and it's denoted by the ring circle. So you see the black ring around Varl. It's 4+ to hit his minions, and it's 4+ to hit him. However, he's got some nasty abilities. Players may not use any rerolls or special skills against Varl. Wow, so it's just a straight up fight. And if the heroes or hero/heroes are defeated, they mean they don't take him out. Hero lose D6 life tokens and D6 hero cards. But it doesn't look like he heals. But I think all of the bosses heal. Well, Sapphire heals completely. I think all the other bosses heal 1 hit point per turn. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, that's Varl. Let's take a look at Balazar. Alright, and here we have Balazar, our demon character. I'm going to use this D&D miniature to represent that general on the map. So there we go. 6 health. Got to take him down, we hope. Alright, players must roll a die for each card used prior to battle. Discard a card for each 1 rolled. That's nasty. If the heroes are defeated, they lose D3 life tokens and all hero cards. And I think if you get to 1, he doesn't heal, but they do heal 1. A D3 is a D6 divided by 2 rounded up. Makes sense. Alright, that's Balazar. 4+ to hit him and his evil demon minions. Alright, let's take a look at the last one, Gort, the Orc Lord. Alright, and here's the lovely Gort. And I use this D&D miniature to represent him. That looks like a pretty good Orc general, in my opinion. Alright, so we use him, Gort, leader of the Orcs. He's got 6 health, of course. If you can get him down to 2 or 1, he won't heal, I do believe. Gort parries successful attacks for each 1 rolled. Eliminate 1 hit for each die with a 1 at the end of rerolls. Oh man, that sucks. So if you roll 10 dice against him and 4 of them are 1s, guess what? Yeah, he blocks 4 hits. Ooh! And if you do not defeat him, if the heroes lose, you lose 2 life tokens and 2 hero cards. That's not good. So those are the 4 generals we need to eliminate to win the game. Alright, I'm going to show you the back of the book, which basically explains all the symbols, all the actions heroes can take, and then we'll wrap up our episode, our introduction episode today, and when we come back tomorrow, we'll get into gameplay. Alright, so I have the back of the rulebook here, which very conveniently gives you a breakdown of all of the actions. All actions require the use of a life token unless otherwise noted. You can move from one space to another adjacent space. If you spend a card that has a horse symbol, Your movement, you can move up to 2 locations away connected by lines by discarding a hero card with a horse icon on it. The eagle icon, you can move up to 4 locations. Same thing, discard a card with the eagle icon. And now the Magic Gate cards, if you happen to have any, a couple of things you can do. There are 2 ways to move to a Magic Gate. Discard a hero card with a Magic Gate icon and move to the location on the card, or to any Magic Gate on the board. We start with 1 Magic Gate on the board, and that's right here at the Dancing Stones, which has 3 undead at it right now. Yeah, so there's that. And then we can perform a special skill. Some actions, so heroes have action skills on their cards, and we looked at those, so we've spent special actions for our heroes. Then you can build a Magic Gate. When a hero's on a location, also has a card matching that location, he may discard that card to build a Magic Gate. Place a Magic Gate token at the location to show the gate has been built. And basically, what's nice about Magic Gates is you can move, for 1 movement, you can go from 1 Magic Gate to another one anywhere else on the board. So it might be beneficial to have Magic Gates kind of spread around the board so you can move quickly. Rumors at the inn. A hero can spend up to 2 actions in to listen to rumors. When doing so, you call out a color, red, green, blue, or black, draw 2 cards, and for each action spent listening for rumors, keep all cards that match the color called, as well as any purple special cards that were drawn. So where are our inns on the board? They're scattered around. We got one here, the Eagle Nest Inn. We got the Chimera Inn over there, and we have the, what is that, Griffin Inn. I think there's 3 of them on the board. Yeah, looks like there's 3 inns. I don't know if you can see all of them. This board is huge as well. And then we can heal the land. If you're at a location with a taint, which are these funky little green crystals, which is corrupted land, you can try to heal the land. We read our special ability of our Druid. He doesn't have to spend a card. But we have to discard a hero card that matches a color and roll 2 dice. If you get a 5 or more, you can remove a taint crystal from the location. Only 1 crystal may be removed per action. So if you roll 2 dice and you get 2 5s, you don't take off 2 crystals, just 1. Healing wounds. Heroes may heal themselves. Number of life tokens depends on the location. If you're at Monarch City, for each action you can heal all your wounds. If you're at an inn, you can spend 1 action to heal 2 wounds. And you can't, and the wounds you heal during your turn, you cannot use those actions that turn because you are healing. And you can engage minions. Roll die for each enemy minion in the same location of the hero. The dice roll should match the target's color. So yes, in the game you get 3 black, 3 green, 3 red, 3 blue dice. So it makes rolling dice easy. And the last action is you can attack an enemy general. If the hero is the same location as an enemy general and all enemy minions have been eliminated, no more minions were present to begin with, or no were present, the hero can attack the general by playing any number of hero cards bearing the general's portrait. The hero rolls 1 die for each die on the played hero cards shown next to the general at the bottom of the hero card. Some cards have 2 dice, most have 1. And that's how you eliminate the generals. Oh, alright, I've spoken enough. The scene is set. We're ready to go when we come back tomorrow. The Druid will start us off. He's got 5 actions. We have a lot of problems here. We got 3 undead right here at the Dancing Stone, 1 step away from Monarch City. We had a couple orcs. Greenleaf Village, a couple more orcs here in Father Oak Forest. And we have a couple of blue dragonkin minions up here at Wolf Pass. Another one down here at Bounty Bay. We're kind of somewhat surrounded a little bit. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, and likes. This is an older game, but man, this is so much fun. Defenders of the Realm. Revisited. For me, it's been almost a decade. I cannot believe it has been that long since I played this. But here it is again back on my channel. Really enjoy this. I hope you're going to like it. I don't know how hard it is to find anymore, but it is super fun. Thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow for the continuation. Defenders of the Realm.